Hi everyone, Nancy here. It is I think today is June 5, and what time is it? June 5, 2020, 9:07 in the morning. If it's not June 5, then I'll just correct it on the, in the video in the title. Is it June 5 today? Or June 6? I forget. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to be freezing some fruit, some peaches and some cantaloupe. Yes, because I bought a bit too many peaches and I thought that I was going to be able to eat them fast, but nope, I wasn't able to do that. And then I bought 2 cantaloupes and I thought I was going to be able to eat them fast, but it turned out that I can't eat them fast either, so I have to freeze them. And yes, I'm going to do that. Okay, just a minute, I'm just washing my hands. Yeah, because guys, I don't want the food to go bad. I don't want it to go bad, so, and you know, waste money, and that's not good. And, alright, so these are the peaches. They're small peaches. And I've been cutting them. And I did some research yesterday for how to preserve them properly in the freezer. So you have to put lemon in here. And, oops, I forgot to get the lemon juice. I'll go get it. And I've been cutting them in little tiny pieces. These pieces here are the parts from close to the, you know, the seed, right? And I don't want to waste, because that is still a lot of food. And I'm going to use these to make milkshakes. Okay. And here I have some melons already cut, right? See, I bought these melons on last Friday. Today's Friday. No, today's Saturday. I bought them a week ago, 1 week ago, the Friday before. And no, what am I doing? When did I buy them? No, I did the shopping this past Friday. No, I'm confusing myself. You know, okay, today's Saturday. I did the shopping on last Friday. Yes, last Friday. So these are like from last Friday. But these ones here, I bought these last month, and they were still in really, really good condition. They look like this. They're little tiny ones. They come in a plastic basket. They give you around 23, which is a lot, and I can't eat all of these, you know, by myself so fast. So, yeah, so I've been cutting them up there. And then I'm going to put lemon. So let me go get the lemon. Uh-oh, okay, just a minute. I'm going to try and go underneath the camera because my cat is behind the camera and there's no room. There's no room for me to go underneath or behind the camera because there's a big deep freezer behind the camera, between the camera, tripod, and the tripod. And there's no room. There's no room, and my cat is there. Okay, so I'm going to put this lemon. I'm going to have to get some more lemon. Put lemon in here. So you have to put lemon just for the peaches. That's what I learned. Because I only did research for how to properly freeze the peaches. So they said just put lemon in them and let them sit there for 5 minutes. Okay, you let them sit there for 5 minutes. I don't remember whether they said you have to rinse them. I think you have, yes, you rinse them. Yes, you rinse them after that. And yes, and then you just put them in your freezer bag and you freeze them. Yep. I think that's enough lemon. I have to, oops, okay, I'll put that there. I'm going to put the lemon juice back because it's not good. It's not good to leave lemon outside because it can go bitter on you, and that's not good. Hold on a minute. Hold on. What am I doing? My calendar. Oh, my calendar. It's on December. I thought I changed it to the right month. There's a calendar behind you guys. So what's today? Today is Saturday. Okay, today is Saturday, June the 6th. I don't understand why I set my calendar to be December. of 2020, which is very silly. Anyway, so now I have to wash my hands again. Yep. And I'm going to show you how to remove the seeds from the melon. Perhaps you guys do it the same way. But I'll just show you how I do it. I love melons, guys. They're so good. Orange, lemon, honeydew, watermelon. There's another one. There's another melon. I think there's another one. I think it's white. I think it's more sweeter than this one. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. Put it there. And okay, so I've already removed the seeds from. I've already removed the seeds from this one, and from this one. There's a little seed there. And I've been putting the garbage over here, and then the food garbage is going to go over there, so that we can recycle. Okay, so here we go. Now I have to get a spoon. I have to get another spoon. Oh, I should have used that other spoon, but anyway. But then again, maybe it wouldn't have been a good idea. Oh, there it is, because it has a lemon. So I'll just use this one. So just take your spoon. Well, of course you have to cut it in half. And then take the spoon and you start to do like that. Just start to cut away at the edges. Like this. Right? Because if you're going to cut the melon, if you're going to start off cutting the melon like this in separate pieces without having removed the seeds first, but what I'm trying to get at, it's going to be a more difficult job for you if you start cutting into the melon and slicing it in different pieces, because then you're going to have to start cutting away at the seeds one piece at a time, and you waste more time that way. That's why it's easier if you just cut the melon in half and then cut away at the seeds like that. Won't come out. Okay, there we go. Now it came out. See? So it comes out easy. Like that. And I'm going to check on the internet. I'm going to do some research to see how I can use the seeds. Maybe they're good for some kind of like making your own cosmetics. Maybe they might be good for an ingredient. Like they might be a good ingredient to make a cosmetics. You know, maybe if you dry them up and then grind them up or something and use them in some kind of a cosmetics recipe, they might be good for that or something. I'll find out what seeds are good for, what the melon seeds are good for, and then I will tell you. Oh, I forgot. I have to do these two. Yes, I have to do those two. Well, you know, guys, the reason why I can't eat all these foods by myself is because right now I'm the only one in the house. Yeah, I'm the only one living here right now. And I'm used to, like, usually when there are other people around, we shop in bulk. And when you shop in bulk, that means you buy a lot of food to last you for a month or more or whatever, right? You buy a lot of things to last you a long time. And since I'm the only one here now, I'm still used to just, buying things in bulk, because I like to have things to last, right? But if you buy too much, they could go bad. If you're the only person around and you're buying so much, and the food can go bad, especially if you don't know how to preserve. And if you don't understand that, oh great, I just put away the lemon. No, actually, maybe, let me see. Yeah, there's enough lemon in there that I can just mix it. So if you don't even know in the beginning that you can preserve, then your food's going to go bad. Because some people don't understand that there are ways about going to do things. Like some people will say, oh, I bought so much food and now it's going to go bad. And they don't even know that they can look up if there is such a thing as preserving certain foods. They don't even know, like, to say to their mind, to say to themselves, well, let me see if there's some way I can find out if I can freeze, like a way that I can freeze the food. You know, they don't know that they can do that, and then their food goes bad. Anyway, so I'm just gonna let these guys sit here for another little bit. Yeah. Okie dokie, so now I'm going to peel, you know what, I'm going to peel this here. Before I cut into this, I made a mistake, right? I should have, you see, I learned that you can cut melons, you can remove the peel, like when they're still whole, like that, like when they're still whole, right? And then you just hold the melon like that, and you just start cutting away like this, like that, you know? But I forgot. Maybe I can still do it. Let me see. Well, I guess I can. This knife is a little bit more hard. It's more difficult because it's small. It's a smaller. Anyway, it's difficult for me to do that. There. Yeah, it's a bit difficult for me. It would have been better if I had just left it whole, and then I would have started cutting like that. So I'm not going to cut it like that. So I'm just going to cut this. And just, you know, you cut it like that. And you know what, guys? Before you start using a knife, you always say, in Jesus' name, I'm not going to cut myself. And you won't cut yourself. That's right, guys, because God says that the tongue has the power to give life and the tongue has the power to give death. So make sure that you speak over yourself before you use a knife. Every single time before I use a knife, I always say, Lord Jesus, I will not cut myself. And I never cut myself. Yeah. I'm going to show you when I put... After I cut these melons, and then I put them in the bag, in the freezer bag. Yes, well, there's still a little bit green, some green here. Okay, so, what was I going to say? What was I going to say, guys? I was going to say something. Maybe I'll tell you a story. Maybe I will tell you... No, I'll put that there. Maybe I will tell you a story. Now, what kind of story? I'm trying to think of something. From all the topics that I have in my brain, I can't remember one. I normally write down my topics, like I write them and I write them down on a piece of paper so that I can remember what topics I am going to talk about, or what topics I would like to talk about. Okay, that's good. You know what, guys? One time I was in a medical building with a neighbor, and we were just walking in the basement of the medical building, because there were other offices downstairs, and my neighbor needed to get downstairs to the basement to see a doctor. So yeah, so then after, we went to the office, the doctor's office, and then after my friend, well, it wasn't my friend, it was my neighbor. After my neighbor was finished with the doctor, we started going, we left the office, and the building, was really long, right? It was a very long building. So we had to get to the opposite end, because the doctor where she needed to go was on one side, and where the exit was on the opposite end. So we started walking towards the exit. So when we were walking down the hallway, and we noticed that at the end of the hallway there is a bench for people to sit and rest. and we noticed that there was a lady sitting there. And then we wanted to, the neighbor and I, we needed to know what the time was because neither of us had a watch on, so we needed to know what the time was. So then when we got closer to that person sitting there, that lady, I asked her, I said, "Excuse me, miss, do you have the time?" And then what we saw next really shocked us because we're like, oh, all we did was ask for the time, and why is this person behaving this way, you know? So then what happened was, the moment I asked the lady for the time, she shifted her body because she was sitting down facing us, right? And the moment I asked her for the time, she shifted her body from facing us completely the opposite, to the side, not opposite, but she faced her body to the side, and she said, in perfectly good English, she said, "I don't speak any English." And so then my neighbor and I, we looked at each other and we're like, oh, that's really, like, the expression on our faces was like, huh? What? That's weird. Wow, that's so weird. So we didn't think, you know, we didn't think bad of her or anything. We didn't talk about it after. We just kept going, you know. But we looked at each other. My neighbor and I, we looked at each other, and the expression on our face was, we were very curious as to why somebody would behave that way, because all we asked was for the time, and it looked like they were bothered by strangers asking them for the time, which is a very normal thing for people to ask in, you know, wherever you are. People ask you for the time, right? And you tell them, or when you ask for the time and people tell you, right? Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny, guys, and so like I said, my neighbor and I looked at each other with shock and like, what on earth? That's just a weird behavior. And we just kept walking and walking, and then we didn't talk about it. After we left the area, we went upstairs. We didn't talk about it or anything, and that was that. So that was kind of strange, very funny. Let me see what else happened. Like I did tell you guys one time about, I made a video, right, about people who say things in public and they don't understand that it's just not. It's not normal to talk like that. Hold on, guys. Let me see my camera. How many minutes I have? Okay, there are 17 minutes, and my camera stops recording at 29 minutes. So, in the one video that I'm telling you about, yeah, it was about like people that say things in public where like they say things in public and don't understand it's not a normal behavior. So. What I'm talking about is that one time when I was talking about that Christmas past, right? This Christmas past, I was in December. I was out shopping, and I walked into a department store, and I had to walk across the department store to get to the other side because I needed to get to another store. And as when I got to the opposite end of that department store, and I got closer to the exit, the doors, there were these two guys that were coming in. I was going out and they were coming in, and you could tell they were really good buddies, you know, they're just having a nice walk or whatever, going out shopping with each other, and they were just really good friends, you could tell. And then I heard one of them, as I passed them, I heard one of them say, like one of them was facing the other, you know, the friend one of them was facing the friend, right? And then, you know, his arms were extended out like that while he was talking to his friend. And then he said, "You know what? You can't steal anything anymore. There are cameras everywhere." And when he said that, I was laughing inside because, you know, like I said in the beginning, that is not a normal attitude to have about things that don't belong to you. You know, it's not a normal behavior and not a normal attitude to have about things that don't belong to you, right? Because you're not, you know, life is not supposed to be about it being made easy for you to steal something that doesn't belong to you, right? Life is not about, you know, things being easy for people to steal. No, life is about living an honest way, because, you know, when you're honest, nobody suffers, right? But anyway, I thought that was really funny because, and his friend was like, yeah, yeah. Some people are guys, some people are just, I don't know. I find them funny, but oh, okay, so that fell. Oh, okay, I hate it when that happens, guys. Anyway, so I just find it funny that people believe certain things are normal when they're not. And for them to talk about it in public like they're talking about the weather or about a hockey game that happened the other day, that's just really bizarre. When people speak like that in public, it's because they have lost all senses of right and wrong. You know, they've lost all senses of right and wrong. Now, I did mention in my other video that the person that was talking, I could see the condition of his soul. Based on what he said, it's wrong, but what I saw in his soul was completely the opposite. He's a very nice person. He loves to help. He's a compassionate human being. He's not a danger. He is not a danger to anybody, but he has convinced himself that because he doesn't have the money to buy things, it's okay for him to steal. So, yes, it doesn't make sense, but that is who he is, or that's who he was. Yes, okay, so I'm gonna start putting these these melons into the bag. Yep. Yes, and then I learned that the melons are, like when you freeze melons, they're going to come out a little bit mushy when you defrost them. So that's why they're better for making smoothies, milkshakes. Okay, they're better for making milkshakes once you have defrosted them. And the same thing with peaches. I guess, you know, like fruits that are soft, right? Like strawberries and raspberries and melons and peaches. You know, they're going to be mushy. Yeah. Oh, right. So 1. Why am I counting? Oh, okay. It almost slipped from my hand. I think I took, the bag is too big. I have smaller ones, but the thing is, okay, they did say to freeze them flat, so I will freeze them flat, so then I will be able to remove as many as I like when they're ready for me to take them out. So that's what I will do. I will freeze them flat. Yep. And it's time to remove those peaches from the lemon, but I'm doing this right now. Okay, so let me see what other story I can tell you. A small story. Just a minute. I've got to pick up that other melon that fell, and I have to wash my hands. Okay, what other story can I tell you guys? Let me see. While I'm washing my hands and doing the rest of this stuff. Well, it's nice outside. We've been having some really nice weather. Hey guys, you know what? There's this person that, I'm gonna tell you something about a person that hold on a minute. Let me, you know what? Because when I wash, oh wait a minute. Okay, never mind. Because normally when I wash my hands, I always wash the taps, right? I wash the taps, and if I have to pick up something that's dirty, I will just use the clean hand to turn on the taps, but I just forgot. I know that I must have turned on the tap with the clean hand, but I just forgot which hand. I forget whether I used the dirty hand or not, but I know that I did use the clean hand, but anyway, I want to make sure, so I have to wash the taps all over again. A long time ago, guys, when I was little, when my brothers and I were little, my parents knew a neighbor who was afraid of everything. Yes, they were afraid of everything, because when we first came to Canada, we're from Ecuador. So when we first came to Canada, my father came here first, and then he brought us. And so he brought us to live at the home of a friend that he knew. So, and yeah, so we went to go live at the house of the friend that he knew. And when we got to that house, guys, I'm cooking some lentils and I have to check if they're done. So when we got to that house, hold on guys, I have to check how many minutes? 25 minutes. I have to talk fast. Hold on guys, I have to taste. Oh! The water splashed and it's hot. So when we got to the house, you know, we were living there and it was really nice and everything. And hold on guys, I'm just tasting it. See, I'm tasting some lentils. When we got to the house, yeah, we were fine. And then years later, my mother told me that the lady from that house was afraid of things. Okay, so, ow! I'm tasting the lentils and I'm burning my mouth. And it tastes very good. Very, very good. So there, I've just turned off the, what's it called? The thing. I forget what it's called, you know, the knob for the range or whatever, you know, where you turn on the heat or whatever. Yeah, and so I'm just getting confused, guys, because I've got to go really quickly because my minutes are going. I have to rinse the lemons. I have to get another bag. Here's another bag. So I'm just going to do this quickly. So the lady was afraid of everything. She was afraid of everything. And my mother told me that the lady was afraid to go down the hall because the hall was really long. And that's where you went to, that's where the bathroom and the bedrooms were down there, right? And she was afraid to go there. She was afraid to go to the, you know, guys, I'm just putting, okay. She was afraid to go to the bathroom and by herself. Well, not that she got anybody to go with her. She was just always afraid to go there, right, by herself, and to go down the hallway. And she would always be afraid at nighttime because the hallway was really, really dark, and there was no light. There was no light in the hallway. So my mother said that she was always afraid. And my mother said to the lady, "What are you afraid of?" And the lady said, "You know, there's like a monster. There's some kind of an evil monster, you know, in the darkness." And my mother would tell her, "There's no monster and there's no evil wickedness. There's nothing. There's nothing here. You don't have to be afraid of anything." But the lady would tell her, "No, no, no, no. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of the evil in the dark." And my mother's like, "Well, you don't have to be afraid. Nothing bad is going to happen to you." But my mother said that the lady was completely determined to remain in her state of fear. She wouldn't change. She wouldn't listen to my mother about, hey, you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Okay, it's okay. But she wouldn't listen. She wouldn't listen. But anyway, guys, that's what happens sometimes when we allow fear to scare us to the point where we become so paralyzed and, we don't even know what to do. I mean, there were so many people in that house and she was still afraid. She was still afraid. She was completely petrified. Anyway, guys, that's the story with the lady. And I'm going to try and, I can't get these peaches into the bag because I have to dry them. So what I'm going to do, and my camera's going to stop recording very soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you guys, make sure that if you're going to follow these steps, make sure that you dry the peaches. Let them dry. Let them dry and then put them in the bag and lay them flat. Don't freeze them in a bunch because you're not going to be able to get what you need at the time when you need it. Because if you're going to freeze them in a bunch, everything's going to have to be defrosted and that's not good. So make sure that you just I want to keep saying fry. I don't know why I want to keep saying fry. Just lay them out flat in the bag and you freeze them like that. So when you need your peaches or your melons or any fruit that you're going to freeze, you're going to grab whatever pieces you can break off, however many pieces you need. Okay, guys. Okay, and I guess that's it, guys. What time does it say there? 29 minutes. Okay, it's time to go. Guys, thanks for coming. God bless you. Don't forget to click subscribe and the